Today is February 13th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we are on Chapter 3, More About Alcoholism. We'll be reading page 33. Out of the 12 and 12, we're back there today. We're reading Step 5, page 55. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day in daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. It is Friday. We made it through another week. And nice thing is we woke up sober today. And if we haven't, hey, this could be the first step toward change. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. All right, my friends, if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the Big Book, we had a sad example of the progressive illness, where he had quit drinking for so many years. And when he retired, he went back to it, and he was dead within 4 years because of his alcoholism, demonstrating again what was said the day before about the progressive disease. So we're going to read page 33 today. This case contains a powerful lesson. Most of us have believed that if we remain sober for a long stretch, we could thereafter drink normally. But here's a man who at 55 years old found that he was just where he had left off at 30. We have seen the truth demonstrated again and again. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Commencing to drink after a period of sobriety, we are in a short time as bad as ever. If we are planning to stop drinking, there must be no reservation of any kind, nor any lurking notion that someday we will be immune to alcohol. Young people may be encouraged by this man's experience to think that they can stop, as he did, on their own willpower. We doubt if many of them can do it, because none will really want to stop, and hardly one of them, because of the peculiar mental twist already acquired, will find that he can win out. Several of our crowd, men of 30 or less, have been drinking only a few years, but they found themselves as helpless as those who've been drinking for 20 years. To be gravely affected, one does not necessarily have to drink a long time nor take the quantities some of us have. This is particularly true of women. Potential female alcoholics often turn into the real thing and are gone beyond recall in a few years. Certain drinkers, who would be greatly insulted if called alcoholics, are astonished at their inability to stop. We, who are familiar with the symptoms, see large numbers of potential alcoholics among young people everywhere, but try to get them to see it. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Step 5. Admit it to God, to ourselves, and to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs. Page 55. All of AA's 12 steps ask us to go contrary to our natural desires. They all deflate our egos. When it comes to ego deflation, few steps are harder to take than 5. But scarcely any step is more necessary to long-time sobriety and peace of mind than this one. AA experience has taught us we cannot live alone with our pressing problems and the character defects which cause or aggravate them. If we have swept the searchlight of Step 4 back and forth over our careers, and it has been revealed in stark relief that those experiences we'd rather not remember, if we have come to know how wrong thinking and action have hurt us and others, then the need to quit living by ourselves with those tormenting ghosts of yesterday gets more urgent than ever. We have to talk to somebody about them. So intense, though, is our fear and reluctance to do this, that many AAs at first try to bypass Step 5. We search for an easier way, which usually consists of the general and fairly painless admission that when drinking we were sometimes bad actors. Then, for good measure, we add dramatic descriptions of that part of our drinking behavior, which our friends probably know about anyhow. But of the things which really bother and burn us, we say nothing. Certain distressing or humiliating memories we tell ourselves ought not to be shared with anyone. These will remain our secret. Not a soul must ever know. We hope they'll go to the grave with us. "24 hours a day, February 13th. AA thought for the day. Sometimes we can't help thinking, why can't we ever drink again? We know it's because we're alcoholics, but why do we have to get that way? The answer is that at some time in our drinking careers, we pass what is called our tolerance point. When we pass this point, we pass from a condition in which we could tolerate alcohol to a condition in which we could not tolerate it at all. And after that, if we took one drink, we would sooner or later end up drunk. When I think of liquor now, do I think of it as something that I can never tolerate again? Meditation for the day. In a race, it is when the goal is in sight that the heart and nerves and muscles and courage are strained almost at the breaking point. So with us, the goal of the spiritual life is in sight. All we need is that final effort. The saddest records are made by people who ran well, with brave, stout hearts, until within sight of the goal, and then some weakness or self-indulgence held them back. They never knew how near the goal they were, or how near they were to victory. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may press on until the goal is reached. I pray that I may not give up in the final stretch. Daily Reflection, February 13th. We can't think our way sober. To the intellectually self-sufficient man or woman, many AAs can say, yes, we were like you, far too smart for our own good. Secretly, we felt that we could float above the rest of the folks on our brain power alone. As Bill sees it, page 60. Even the most brilliant mind is no defense against the disease of alcoholism. I can't think my way sober. I try to remember that intelligence is a God-given attribute that I may use, a joy like having a talent for dancing or drawing or carpentry. It does not make me better than anyone else, and it is not a particularly reliable tool for recovery. For it is a power greater than myself who will restore me to sanity, not a high IQ or a college degree. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and great stuff as always. I really like that daily reflection. My sobriety, I really owe that to my higher power. I know I had to make the choice to go to AA and certain recoveries and everything. I know I had to make that choice, but it's because my circumstances were so stinking bad and my life was so unmanageable. But I've learned, in my experience at least, that my higher powers met me more than halfway. I've said it a million times, I thought that I would just stop drinking. I had no idea all the beautiful things that I would gain in sobriety. Sobriety for me is so much more than not drinking. It's getting down to the root causes, like we talked about the other day. The root causes of why I drank in the first place. Other than the fact that I'm alcoholic. Getting down to the insecurities and the fears and all the stuff that would cause me to drink in the first place. And dealing with those in a healthy way and giving them to my higher power. And working on replacing those negative emotions with positive ones. For instance, getting outside of myself to help somebody else, which in turn makes my soul feel better and keeps me sober. But going back to fear real quick, in the 12 and 12, step 5, the very first time I did it, I was terrified. I'll be honest with you. Now, some people it doesn't bother them, but for me, I was terrified to tell somebody all the stuff that I had done. Not just the tip of the iceberg, not just a little bit of it, but everything at least that was bothering me. Everything that kept me up at night, or I'd think about time and time again. But I found that when I finally did step 5 with a trusted friend, and it had to be somebody that would keep things confidential, I really feel like that's where I started to feel that peace that the 12 and 12 talks about. I think it was on page 55. Oh yeah, it's the very first paragraph. Scarcely any step is more necessary to long-time sobriety and peace of mind than this one. Because it definitely deflated my ego a little bit. I had to quit pretending that I had it all figured out, take the mask off a little. But it was the best thing, one of the best things I've ever done in my life. I never forget, I've said it a million times ad nauseum, but I'll never forget the drive home. The first time I actually, did my 5th step. And I remember thinking, I don't have to, almost like it was over. Like I don't have to carry that anymore. I've been carrying this baggage for years. And I don't have to carry it anymore. I gave it over to my higher power, all thanks to just confessing this stuff to a trusted friend. And then that trusted friend kind of pointed out some things in my inventory that I didn't notice before. So having that objective perspective really did help. And the peace I felt after step 5 really did. It was tangible evidence, and I mean this, that this was working. That this program was worth it, these steps were worth it. Because I felt free for the first time in my life. And then eventually I would take step 6 and step 7, acknowledging that, hey, I'm still not perfect, but I'm perfectly human. And I can continue to take that inventory at any time throughout the day. Continue to talk about these things with my trusted friend and come up with strategies to help cope with these certain defects that I have, or replace them with other positive attributes. But anyway, it's just a beautiful thing. And I thought sobriety was just, okay, quit drinking. That's the first step. But my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you all have a great one today. Happy Friday, by the way. And if you're sober, I hope you know that your family or those who love you are very proud of you. And I'm proud of you as well. I know how hard it is, especially early on. And if you're not sober, I hope you know that you are worthy of recovery and you can come on back. Today could be the day that you make the very first step toward change. And you don't have to do it alone. First word in the steps is we. So I pray that you get the help that you need, and I hope you know that your story's not done yet. As always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect. I'm just a drunk narrating these books. Clearly, I'm not a professional narrator. I just like to read these books. They help me. They're so rich and practical, in my opinion. But thank you for tolerating me and all the rambling. And if we are given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.